First thing I do is I fill in my eyebrows, and I do this before my foundation because when I would apply my foundation first, when I would try to fill in my eyebrows, the foundation would kind of make it difficult to apply my eyebrow products. I use the Dipbrow Pomade in Chocolate. I'm just gonna go in and create a straight line. And I like a really thick brow, and so I don't even follow my actual shape of my brow. I create my own shape, so it doesn't matter if you like go below your actual eyebrow. And then just attach the bottom line, the top line to the bottom line. So when I'm starting off doing the next brow, I really look straight on into my mirror so that I can look at the brow that I just created, just because I used to not do that. I used to just do this shape and then go in and do this shape, and then when I look straight on, they were not even. Look straight into your mirror and follow where you started this eyebrow. So again, for the top, I just look straight ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the places where I literally have no hair. So like up here, down here, just ignore the places where you have hair. And just kind of, it's like coloring. Just color in where there's no hair. Also, again, when using this, you want to go like in layers. So a thin layer on top of a thin layer. I feel like if you just go in with a thick layer, it's gonna look really bad. So as you're doing this, just keep on applying like really thin layers where you have no actual eyebrow. And but also keep in mind that you want to have your eyebrows have like an ombre effect, so don't apply too many layers up towards the front of the brow because you want it to kind of ombre light to dark. I usually use my Anastasia brow gel, but I can't find it, and I've been using the Maybelline Brow Drama. I've had this. I used this way before I started using the brow gel, and this is really good. So the thing I like about this brow gel is the actual applicator. What the fuck? I've been liking the applicator it comes with. It's kind of like a ball at the end, and hold up. It's kind of like a little ball at the end, and I feel like it helps make them look thicker rather than just like using like a little stick brush. I don't know why this ball just does it for me. So just using the ball part of the brush, I'm just gonna be brushing my eyebrow up, just pushing all of the hair up. So I used to, at this point, get like a really thick concealer and shape out my eyebrows, and I don't like to do that anymore just because I feel like it's too carved out, that it makes them look unnatural and like, I don't know, it's just too much. So I still like to define the shape and clean up my brows, but I use a foundation now. I just grab any foundation that I don't like or I'm not using anymore, just because it's more, It's closer to my skin color because my concealers are usually lighter, and that also makes my eyebrows like stand out too much. So I'm just gonna grab this random e.l.f. professional eyeshadow brush with a little bit of foundation, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up my brows. Foundation, I'm not gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible. That's like my all-time favorite foundation, but I don't know if it's just my skin, but when I start using a foundation and I just keep using and using and using that same foundation, for some reason it just doesn't look as good as it did when I first started using it. I kind of have to switch up my foundations. I bought this one. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation, and I really like this foundation. It gives a really nice coverage. It's medium to full coverage for sure. It's buildable, and I feel like it's just, I think the coverage is amazing just because I think, well, obviously it has concealer and foundation in one. The only thing is that I feel like it's a little heavy, but it's not like a big deal for me. I feel like I can feel it as soon as I apply my foundation, but throughout the day I kind of like get used to it, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm using the color 2 Natural. This hasn't changed. I love my beauty blender. I feel like it's the best way to apply your foundation. And then I just use my fingers to apply the foundation on my skin evenly. So yeah, I think it's just like a little bit thicker than my Infallible, but I really like the coverage and I like the finish of this foundation, so I don't mind it, but it is a little bit too yellow for my skin. That's why I brought it down towards my neck. So for concealer, Better Skin concealer, and it's so good. It doesn't, usually when I buy a drugstore concealer, as soon as I apply it, it starts creasing. I always set my concealer so it doesn't really matter, but I can tell a high-end concealer from like a drugstore concealer. But with this one, it's so good. It doesn't start creasing like right away. I love the coverage. I don't know, I can't explain it. It's so good. If you're looking for a cheap concealer, it's so good. Just trust me. So I'm gonna apply it. Oh, and I have the color 2 Light, 02 Light. I'm gonna apply it under my eye like a triangle. So I'm also like, I'm concealing / highlighting with this concealer. I'm gonna highlight my chin so it can like balance my big forehead, and I'm just gonna put a little bit underneath my nose because I have so much redness there. To blend out my concealer, I like using my finger first. I feel like it kind of melts the concealer in nicer because of the warmth of my finger. So I just like using my ring finger, just dabbing the concealer. And then to really blend it out, I'm gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender. So to set the concealer, I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm gonna use my dampish beauty blender. I like using it a little bit damp to set, and my thing broke, so just gonna get some directly from the powder. Using the damp beauty blender, and just, I like using it damp because I feel like it really melts in with the concealer. And I don't like, it's not like I bake necessarily. I don't like leave the powder in so I can like brighten even more. I just take like a ton of powder and just really like push it into the concealer. If I have time to do eyeshadow, I do something really simple. Sometimes I don't even do eyeshadow because this is like my everyday, just like what I do. I'll take this eyeshadow. It's from DLS. I think it's Dirty Little Secret and it's in the color Teaser. I'm just gonna grab my MAC 211 and I'm just gonna pack it all over my eyelid. I don't even have like primer or anything. It's just like whatever, just to have some color on my lid. Next, I'm gonna take MAC's Soft Brown, just right here in the crease, just to create like a really light shadow. And that's it for eyeshadow. Just kidding. I'm gonna put some, I'm just gonna use, I like literally, it doesn't matter which one, if you use soft brown or the other color I use on for eyeshadow. I'm just gonna take one of the two. I'm using soft brown and I'm just gonna like add some to my lower lash line. In my Ipsy bag, I also got a little sample of the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and it's so good. Like, it keeps my eyelashes up and thick. I really like it. So now I'm gonna contour my face. I'm gonna use my Shade and Light palette. Like, this is the only thing I have for contouring. And I bought this e.l.f. brush. It's, I don't even, it doesn't have a name, but it's like this short little brush that's really fluffy and like flat. I think it was like $6. I think it's like one of the more expensive brushes that e.l.f. has, but it's so good for contouring. Like, the shape is perfect. It like goes right into the socket and then it's fluffy, so it really like buffs out the color and makes it look natural. Now I'm gonna add bronzer. I'm gonna use Hoola Benefit bronzer. It's a really nice bronzer because I usually buy bronzers that are way too dark for my skin color, and this is like the perfect color for my skin. And I'm gonna use a MAC 163, and I'm gonna apply that above the contour. I'm gonna contour my nose, and I'm gonna use the e.l.f. C brush with the Hoola bronzer, and I'm gonna put this below the tip of my nose. And above the tip of my nose, bring the brush above the tip and just draw a line right above it. For blush, I'm going to use Nars Orgasm, and I'm going to be using a Real Techniques blush brush. And for highlight, I'm going to use this e.l.f. baked, I think it's a baked mineralized highlight in the color Moonlight Pearls. I think it's only $3, but it's such a good highlight. I used to only use the Anastasia So Hollywood because it's so bright, but this one's just as bright. It's just kind of a more like pearl color rather than a gold. And I feel like because I'm so white right now, it just looks more natural. So I'm just gonna grab the Anastasia A23 brush and highlight the tops of my cheeks. I also don't always do eyeliner. just if I have time, I'll do eyeliner. And my favorite eyeliner is the KVD Tattoo Liner, but I'm running out and I just don't want to buy another one because it's so expensive. But I also really like the NYC liquid liner. So what I do, because I love the applicator of the KVD a little better, I just grab some of the product of the NYC liquid liner using the KVD applicator. So I can use this applicator and just buy the liquid liner from NYC that's like $2 or $3. And for every day, I just like to do like a little flick at the end of my eye. And for lips, for every day, I usually don't put anything on my lips, maybe like a clear gloss. But today I'm just gonna put some, this is the Vaseline, the Rosy Lips Vaseline. And then I always like to set my makeup, and I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. I don't even know if this really does help with keeping my makeup on all day, but I like applying it right after I do my makeup because I feel like it just like mixes all of the powders in together.